This first question is from Sonia off of Facebook, and she's asking, since she weighs 55 kilograms, how much protein per day should she be having in order to lose weight? Now, when you say you want to lose weight, I really encourage you to think about losing body fat only, because if you lose muscle, that's no bueno for your health, your fitness, or your longevity. So in order to lose body fat and to maintain your muscle, you want to have the right amount of protein. And the general recommendation is to have around 1 kilogram, or I should say 1 gram of protein per kilogram of lean body mass. Body mass. Now, the key word being lean. Now, since Sonia weighs 55 kilograms, and for those of us in the States that don't use the metric system, you just multiply by 2.2, and that's going to give Sonia 121 pounds of weight. Now, we still need to figure out how much lean weight that she has. So since we don't know how much body fat percentage she has, I'm just going to throw out a number. Let's say she has 20% body fat, and that's going to give her 44 kilograms of lean mass. We're going to multiply that by 1 gram of protein, and that's going to give her 44 grams of protein per day. All right. Now, this is a really good recommendation on a regular day, but if you have a workout day, let's say you're training, you got to increase that protein a little bit. So on workout days, you want to go 25% more, and that's going to give Sonia 55 grams of protein per day on the training day. All right. Now, the first thing you got to do, Sonia, is go out and get your body composition checked. You can go to your local gym, you can go to a DEXA scan center, and they will give you a very good, accurate number. Next thing you want to do is put it through the formula, figure out how much protein you need, and then you got to balance that out with the right amount of vegetables and fat. So vegetables, you want to have a good variety of leafy greens and fibrous vegetables, and then with your healthy fats, things like avocados, coconut oil, nuts and seeds. And then once you have that right balance of nutrients in your day, you're going to put your body in a state where it can drop the body fat and you'll be as good as you want to be. So let me know how you do, and thanks for the question. This next question is asking what my morning routine is. Are you ready? Here it goes. 5:30 in the morning, I wake up, I go out, brush my teeth, then I go into the living room, I meditate for 20 minutes, and I follow that up with doing a mobility routine called controlled articular rotations. Then I sit down at my desk, I'll journal, doing gratitude and affirmations for the day, and I'll finish that up by reading a couple pages in a classic book to get my brain stimulated. Then I go into the kitchen and I'll do a little detox and teeth whitening with coconut oil pooling for about 5 minutes, and while I'm doing that, I'm emptying the dishwasher. After that, I'll start my food prep and do my supplement routine. Now, my food prep involves making eggs, broccoli, and spinach with avocado. That's my brunch that I'm gonna have a little bit later on. And I make a couple of teas. I do my bulletproof matcha green tea and then an herbal tea that I'll have a little bit later in the day. While I'm prepping all of this, I'm also making my dog's breakfast as well, so Bo gets his meal. And then once all of this is complete, I'm also making a couple snacks for later on in the afternoon. So it's meal prep, feeding the dog, getting everything in my body that I need to, and then I finish with some bone broth before I head out of the house around 7 a.m. So I finish that bone broth and I get to the gym, I'll get to my office, and that's when I'll sit down and have that first tea of the day. I'll start working with clients or doing some writing, and then around 10:30 I'll have that brunch, which is that eggs and spinach and broccoli, and then around 11:30 I'll finish with that second tea, which is an herbal tea, and that really helps me to get gets me through the rest of the day feeling great. This last question off of Instagram starts off, I'm looking to get more definition in my core, and how do I get that six-pack? Well, the first thing to understand is that there's no singular exercise or group of exercises that's going to give you a six-pack. You got to get in the gym and you got to lift heavy, you got to lift to get strength, but that is not ultimately going to give you your six-pack. It's going to happen with your nutrition. About 80% of your results is going to come from what you're putting in your stomach. Now, to understand and go a little deeper with that, you want to avoid getting an insulin spike. And the way that happens is if you're having too many carbohydrates at once, or you're eating too many foods that easily convert to sugar. So if you're having things like pastas and breads and alcohol, things like that, that's going to easily convert to sugar, and it's going to put more fat on you, and it's going to make it harder for your body to release stored fat. So what I would recommend is making sure that you start to eliminate and moderate anything that you're doing that's going to create an insulin spike or a sugar spike in your body, and that will put you on track to get that six-pack. All right? Give it a try and let me know how you do.